Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thanks for joining us in another one here on the coach's desk. We appreciate you being here, and we do ask that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Before we get into the details of what we want to talk about, I encourage every single person, if you can, to support the hurricane relief drive. Yes, there are still folks who need support. So if you can lend a hand, however you can, please do so. All right, so we have a bit of breaking news here that we want to share with you, my people. Yes, the breaking news is that Andrenette Knight, World Championship silver medalist in the 4x400 meters relay, has returned to Jamaica. And I told you that more athletes will be returning. And here it goes. Andrenette Knight, the 400-meter hurdler, has returned to Jamaica. All right, so here is the situation. Where is she going? Where will she be working out with? Of course, you know that she's a Puma athlete. So I suspect that already you might be thinking where she will be going. Now, of course, you know that Andrenette is a former very technical high school standout where she, was on team with Sherika Jackson, and they won several 4x4 at Penn relays in Jamaica, Gibson relay champs, and such the like, right? She has been doing exceptionally well. She came to San Diego, and she had a very good season, 2 seasons at San Diego, and then she moved on to the University of Virginia. There, she actually, went through the collegiate system with a personal best of 55.75 as a 400-meter hurdler. Now, it is interesting because she actually did an interview and she stated that she had to put in some work to ensure that she got a contract, that she gets a contract. And she did eventually get that contract with Puma, right? And in 2022, she lowered her best time to 53.39, and that is in Nashville, Tennessee. Knight won 2 relay silver medals at the 2022 Knockout Championships. Yes. And in 2023, she finished as a runner-up at the National Championship. I can remember one year Andrenette was in pole position. That is when she was on the verge of signing. She was in pole position of winning the national title, but coming off that 8th hurdle, she actually fell, and it was catastrophic for her. But that didn't deter her. She came back, and she did her best and make another national team, and she has been working. But I mean, Andrenette is a very, very talented athlete. She can do sprint hurdle. She can do 4 hurdle. She can do the 400 meters, right? And she has pretty much made it by doing the 400-meter hurdles. You know what I mean? She has been at the Arkansas group for the past few years. And from what I have seen, they have a lot of talent at that group. They have a big talent. I mean, the name of that group is Hurdles Mechanics. So obviously they have a plethora of hurdlers there. But no, this is 2 Jamaicans that are actually leaving Arkansas to head back home. And that is very, very interesting. In recent times, Akira Nugent, who is one of the fine hurdlers in the world, she returned. Andrenette Knight has now returned to Jamaica, and she will be working out at the Elite Performance Track Club. Yes, my people, that is where Andrenette Knight will be working out. Now, you might ask, why did she make this decision? Because of what is happening where Elite is concerned. Kemba Nelson left, Broadbell, Stacy, Megan, a few people left. For whatever reason. They have their own reason why they would have left. But we can look at it and say why she, made that decision. But when you observe, the Elite Performance has been doing pretty decent where hurdlers are concerned. Yes, they have been doing well. They have won medals with Rochelle Clayton. They have won medals with Rashid Broadbell. and Megan Tapper was in the heights of her career. She was in peak performance, and then she decided to leave. But I mean, you can't question the ability of the coach when it comes on to preparing hurdlers. Yeah, and I think Andrenette wants to be in that environment where she will possibly be getting a lot of attention, knowing that the coach at Elite will only have like 2 4 hurdlers in Rochelle Clayton and herself. Then that would be good to have a Jamaican training partner. I think that argues well for her. That will actually, probably boost her into, putting in some better performance. If we look at it, Andrenette, I believe, has not maximized her potential, right? And oftentimes persons have been saying, that these American coaches will never prepare our athletes to run fast, to do well. However, that might not be the case where this one is concerned. But the fact of the matter is, she decides to go home. She decides to come home, and it is going to be an environment where she thrives. Most of her good performances she could have remembered from champs days at St. Jago at Veer. So I mean, coming home is going to be one of those decisions that will benefit Andrenette Knight in a small group where she can actually thrive. Yeah. So I do see this as an incredible move for her. Arkansas has a different temperature, and when you look at it too, I observe something too, because most times the hurdlers are not. When she was at Arkansas, the hurdlers are not at the same place. They don't go to the same meets to perform. So there are several factors that probably would have pushed this move. And I think that it will benefit Andrenette. Herself and her training partner can go to the same meet. One can do four hurdles, or both can be in the same event. So this might be one of the moves that will benefit Andrenette Knight more than anyone else. She's a very talented young lady, and I think that she has a lot more in store. And I do believe that the coach that she has gone to in Ronaldo Walcott can actually get her to perform. He did that with Rochelle Clayton. Let's see. And in fact, Andrenette has a PB of 53.26. She ran that at the Hungarian Athletics Grand Prix in July 2023. Is he able to actually get her to surpass that PB? He got Rochelle to go 52. I do believe that Andrenette can go there. Andrenette is a fierce competitor. Andrenette is a fierce athlete when it comes on to her workout. I know that for sure. And I do believe that, she has the capabilities of becoming one of the top hurdlers. Let's see if journalist Ronaldo Walcott can get her to that place. Until next time, people, stay safe. Peace.